well, no. Well, I am following Warmington's lead. If Warmington lead is to be, then when he goes to speak in Chilani, he will say we will cut Falmouth and never again. When he goes speak in East Rural, he say we'll cut Harbourview and never again. When he goes speak in Western St. Mary, he said we'll cut Boscobel. This is what was said by a person placed in authority in the Jamaica area. The one they rely on. So that is one of the negatives that may happen for Portland. It creates uncompetitive elections. What are you trying to say? You want the public to believe that it is mere coincidence that this particular cut is net 800 PMP being removed from a particular seat that is supposed to be margined, and then put in a PMPC that is a stronghold for the People's National Party. They want us to believe that it doesn't create uncompetitive elections. It weakens political accountability. In fact, if there's any polarization of the people, it is corrected by both parties agreeing to go with whatever. But for some reason, a referendum is not being considered. I heard my friend KC colleague say that we should make the decision. We the 63 or we the 3. Because the we cannot be reserved for the parliamentarians. And the we is not reserved in this Jamaica. That's the out of many one people. For those who are descendants of slaves. It also must be considering those who are descendants of the Chinese who came as indentured servants and the Indians, the Europeans who came and invested. I want to reserve it to where a few will see. We say that the people of Portland should be able to speak on their own behalf. At a time that we need for the collective working together. I hear this department says going into this new wait, they're coming out of this now and they no longer thing and they're going to be fully independent and all of that. That they need a collective political cooperation. They said the king cannot tell them about the parish, but he can decipher the law. What level of man? They say what level? That the argument is forward for such a big move, for such historic as they claim. You know what's next? They're going to say Portmore have 2 cities. They call it 2 capitals. They're going to put Backroad as one and say that is historic. Never before have a parish have two capitals. We have done that. There's no benefit to that historic situation. Yeah. And I'm looking at this bill. What is the substantive suggestion in this bill? That it never happened since 18, whatever that is history. They say that it will lead to development. We have already showed that there is no causal relationship. They said that of necessity, consequential amendments are being made. Our people are canvassing. We don't have time for what? We have an election too. We have an election too. So they say consequential amendments are being made to the Local Government Act, which will then affect, Senator Bunting identified 398. Going back into NASCAR, we're going to roll it up to 400. 400 polling divisions. That's not development, that's confusion. And it is so important somehow that right before the election it must be done. So therefore, without time to adjust, it must be done right now, because there is some advantage to Portmore for it to be done before the election. What advantage to the people of Portmore is this timing? But there's an advantage to the Jamaica Labour Party. They come forward again. It will affect how many divisions? No, PDs. 13 divisions. So 13 people who voted in 2024, 13 groups of people, sets of people, who were all complement and by extension no intersection. Those 13 divisions now would have had people who did not contribute to their representation. That's not development, that's confusion. Confusion. There would be a group that have no representation. You don't know enough about the people's machine. If you did, you would have joined, because it is a better part. We come further. How many constituencies? I would want to read it with prejudice, so you have to tell me. All right. 4 constituencies. Now remember, the Prime Minister never fulfilled his promise of fixed election date, so it can be any time. It don't have to be September. It can be next week. So therefore, they have now created these elements of confusion. When in a month, haven't they told the EZJ to be ready? That readiness don't include boundaries. Oh, okay. That's confusion. And that confusion, coincidentally, benefits the Jamaica Labour Party. So, President, there's nothing in this for the people of Portland. There's nothing. Their priorities have been outlined by the Senator Cavangale. Those priorities, unfortunately, have not been touched, but they are now saying that this is the answer. There's a school called Greater Portmore that the teachers had a sit out because of the stench of the sewage. And then when I contacted that school, they were going into what we call that distance learning, because the teachers are refusing to come back to school. They have lost teachers to resignation due to the impact of the sewage plant. Instead of something coming to speak to that, they said that there will be a parish. I want to know after today if that stench will be removed automatically by parish. The good senator spoke about how the road network needs to be expanded, because what was developed initially, they have outgrown that road network. And that someone disrespected him, having not recognized that he's the eminent BITU specialist. No, but it's be a specialist over here. Communication strategy specialist. There's a strategy specialist, and the community and the medical specialist, 3 specialists coming here. Yes. But will that change with it being APAC? And could it have changed without it being APAC? All these grand ideas about how you're going to make it be a digital center, what in this makes it more likely? Silicon Valley. Lord my God. What about the AC? Santa Cruz. These things are just ridiculous political statements that are being made. The People's National Party is not against Portmore being a party. It's against a government using its majority to create political advantage and by extension political disadvantage. The evidence stands And as Senator Bunting said, by whatever legal means.
You know, come into middle life.
Because we're not going to say we will never stand for the PNP taking this country again. That is what they have stated. And then say, oh, you can't say certain thing, you're promoting. What? By whatever legal means, we will resist a step backward in our democratic process. By whatever means. And with that, Mr. President, I go.
All right, thank you, Senator Crawford. And with agreement of all parties, both sides, and the staff of Parliament, we're going to have a suspension of this sitting for half an hour. So we'll be back here at about 10 minutes to 3. Thank you very much.